Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Our top story tonight, 2 people seriously hurt following a 3-car collision after a police pursuit in Meade earlier today.
KREM 2's Nathan Hyun joins us live from North Spokane County near Meade right now. And Nathan, what are you seeing out there at this hour?
Mark, Whitney, well, I'm right by Lane Park Road and Highway 2 here in North Spokane. And around 3:30 this afternoon is when the Washington State Patrol left the scene, cleared the road. Northbound lanes of Highway 2 right here, right outside North 40 Outfitters is now open. But earlier today, this is where the crash happened. And troopers tell me the crash could have been a lot worse.
He's southbound, looks like he's approaching passing and oncoming traffic.
Those are the sounds of a WSP trooper conducting a chase in North Spokane.
Passed on the right shoulder, so he's south at mile plus 317.
Around 10:30 this morning, a Washington State trooper says he noticed a car driving recklessly around the Fertile Valley area.
The trooper then turned around and attempted to catch up to the vehicle. Did not catch up to the vehicle until it got into Spokane County, initiated a pursuit.
WSP says a car did not stop and drove more than 120 miles per hour south into Spokane County. The trooper also says the car was stolen. WSP says the chase lasted for about 20 miles before the trooper decided to stop the chase since the car was entering a highly populated area.
The trooper terminated the pursuit because the risk outweighed.
WSP say the car crashed into 2 cars near North 40 Outfitters in North Spokane.
Ejected, one stuck in the vehicle currently.
WSP says a car was driving southbound when it crossed the median and hit 2 cars going northbound.
There's another vehicle the wall collided with.
The Ford Crown Victoria looks like it hops the curb for unknown reason and comes in at an angle that's like this, hits the red vehicle, and then goes head on into the black SUV.
2 people in the car that police say caused the crash were seriously injured. WSP say they're investigating the driver for potential impairment.
He's being evaluated by a drug recognition expert.
The drivers of both cars that were hit were not seriously injured. No WSP officers were injured in the chase. Now, the chase did happen today with the new Washington State pursuit laws going into effect. The new laws allow law enforcement across the state to engage in pursuits more frequently. But for today's pursuit, WSP tells me the new laws would not have mattered. WSP still would have pursued the car since the car was an imminent threat to the public. Reporting in North Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. As he just mentioned, this incident comes on the day where police once again have the authority to chase after someone suspected of any crime.
As of this morning, that law that had limited pursuits was officially thrown out. The Let's Go Washington organization got enough signatures to force changes in 3 different laws.
The family of a Kent man who says he got scared and drove off got in a chase with police that ended with the shooting fought for the 2021 law that limited police chases to only violent or sexual crimes, escapees, or DUIs.
Now, police blamed those restrictions on an increase in lower-level crimes.
That includes defective mufflers, not using your turn signal, because that's a very low-level crime, but then eluding is a Class C felony. And there's a lot of questions about this person's not running because they didn't use their turn signal. This person's running for something more.
Law enforcement says safety decisions will be made before engaging in any pursuit. And just because police can chase after all suspects, again, doesn't mean they have to. Cities and counties will set their own policies.
We'll have much more on this story coming up on KREM 2 News at 6 tonight. Well, just hours after workers repainted the downtown Pride mural, police say it was defaced again. Spokane police arrested 3 teenagers for purposefully creating skid marks on that brand new paint.
So KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez spoke with someone who actually saw it happen. She is joining us now live downtown with what she is saying tonight. Nicole.
Mark, Whitney, so I talked with Kaylee Gaines-McGee earlier today. She was sitting at O'Doherty's just down the block here yesterday when she noticed the group of teenagers using Lime scooters to create skid marks on the brand new painted mural right here behind us. Again, the city just repainted this mural hours before the skid marks were placed there, and the Pride Parade is coming up here in just a few days.
We see that you have done this thing and we know your intentions, because people just don't go and do that without intention. You know, you don't destroy symbols without intention behind it.
So after talking to witnesses and looking at surveillance video, Spokane police arrested 3 people. 2 are minors and 1 is 19-year-old Ruslan Turco. Court docs say the teens also yelled slurs and curse words at several of the witnesses at O'Doherty's. Turco had his first appearance in court this afternoon. Prosecutors had asked the judge to set a $15,000 bond since that's how much it costs to repaint the mural, but the judge released him under the condition he doesn't go near the crosswalk or the other teenagers. Beyond the fact that the city had just repainted the mural, the teenagers also were just hours away from potentially facing a felony. Washington state law changed today to include defacing public property, not just private property. Another interesting point here as well, Lime scooters just re-entered the city this week, and of course Lime scooters are what these teenagers use to deface the mural. Now as we look forward here, we have to remember that the city repainted this because of a previous vandalism that happened in May. People put fire to the crosswalk behind me here, and police still have not arrested the people who did that. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, thank you very much. And today, it is now a felony crime to deface a public symbol of pride in Washington.
The state's law redefined what's considered a hate crime to include the defacement of public property. It comes as the barriers surrounding the Pride crosswalk in downtown Spokane come down. The rainbow has become a target for vandals who have thrown paint, left black skid marks, and most recently, as Nicole mentioned, set fire to the mural.
But now any defacement of the mural could result in a harsher penalty under this new law. The crime is punishable by up to 5 years in jail and up to a $10,000 fine.
Also taking effect today, strip clubs now have new rules and rights under another new law. The so-called Strippers' Bill of Rights allows dance clubs to serve alcohol to patrons. It also includes required safety training for all dancers and employees on sexual harassment and human trafficking.
So clubs are required to have more security, like panic buttons in private dance rooms. The law also requires all adult entertainment venues to have written procedures for dealing with or ejecting violent or intoxicated customers. Many clubs started implementing changes after the governor signed that bill back in March.
Just into our newsroom tonight, Spokane police have arrested a woman suspected of a deadly stabbing.
It happened at a home in West Spokane on West Sunset Boulevard. When police and the Spokane Fire Department arrived at that home, they found a woman with stab wounds, and she then was taken to the hospital for treatment. SPD says a second person was found dead inside the home.
Police eventually arrested the suspect and booked her into the Spokane County Jail on murder and assault charges. All right, switching gears to talk weather. Warmer temperatures and sunshine dominating the forecast as we inch closer to the weekend.
Sounds pretty good. For all the details on that, let's get right to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
Well, we've got a little bit cooler weather to talk about. Remember, the whole forecasts aren't overly accurate more than 3 days out. It's a cool down, but don't worry, it's not much of a cool down. Coeur d'Alene looking fantastic right now, and temperatures stay in the mid-70s. We're up near 80 here in Spokane, just like we thought we'd be. Mid-80s out in central Washington. It comes with clear skies, but a little band of cloud cover. You can see it. Here we go. We'll circle it right here on their radar or satellite and radar for you. Watch what happens, though. Overnight, we're going to fall back into the 50s. We stay in the 50s, even at the coldest part of the entire day tomorrow. It's 52 degrees. Deer Park, you're the cold spot at 45. Similar story in Sandpoint. We move through the day and temperatures soar. We are up in the 80s in Washington. That's upper 80s in central Washington and the far west side of central Washington. 82 in Spokane, upper 70s in North Idaho. By Saturday, we get even warmer. 86 here in Spokane. Sunday, we've got some storms moving in. Those likely stay more up in the mountains, and it means more partly cloudy skies for us. But look at the temps. We are climbing back into the mid-80s.
Looking forward to it. Jeremy, thank you very much. The West Bonner County School District has decided to close Priest River Junior High School for the next school year. Initially, the district was thinking they were going to close 2 of their 3 elementary schools.
Instead, though, they decided to close the middle school, so the elementary schools will become K through 6, and the 7th and 8th graders will now go to the high school. This all comes after voters rejected a $4 million one-year levy for the district, which currently has a $1 million deficit for next year.